up the nursery for their unborn baby. Suddenly, James got a text on his phone. Elena opened it and was horrified. It was a video of James getting cozy with his first love. That sight stabbed Elena right in the heart. Right then, Elena realized the reason James named their twins, Kai and Lily, was because his first love was named Kelly. Their whole marriage was just a lie. Elena and her babies were just stand-ins for Kelly all along. Snapping back to reality, Elena decided to cut James off for good. "I don't want these kids anymore." James dropped his screwdriver in shock. He panicked and asked what was wrong. Elena shoved the steamy video in his face. James started stuttering like an idiot. He lied, saying it was an AI deepfake prank. Just to mess with their relationship. But Elena didn't believe a single word. She called him out on the names. Caught red-handed, James couldn't deny it. He kept making excuses that he was drunk that night. But Elena wasn't stupid. She smashed every baby item James bought. She was done with him for good. James called both families over, using family pressure to force Elena to stay. Everyone took James's side. They said Elena was just hormonal and paranoid. Even Elena's parents yelled at her for being ungrateful, saying a guy like James, who is loyal and family-oriented, is a one-in-a-million catch. They threatened her to cut her off if she mentioned divorce again. To prove his innocence, James called Tiffany on speakerphone. He forced her to admit they weren't together. At first, Tiffany played dumb, calling it a joke. But then she stopped pretending. She bragged about living with James for years. She even knew he had a mole on his butt. That set Elena off. She grabbed the phone and cussed Tiffany out. But James slapped Elena across the face, just to protect Tiffany. He regretted it the next second. But Tiffany kept taunting her from the phone, claiming she was the only one James ever loved. James hung up in a panic. He begged Elena for forgiveness. Seeing she still wanted a divorce, James started slapping himself like a madman. That pissed off James's mom. She slapped Elena hard, screaming, "Are you trying to kill my son?" James knelt before Elena, begging her not to leave him. Seeing her son lose all dignity for Elena, his mom saw red. She unleashed all her rage on Elena. Another slap sent Elena crashing to the floor. The relatives joined in to teach Elena a lesson, ignoring the fact that she was 6 months pregnant. Even Elena's own mother told her to forgive James, saying no man would ever want her if she divorced. James kowtowed, banging his head on the floor, promising to cut ties with Tiffany for good. Unable to take the physical and mental abuse, Elena passed out. For a week in the hospital, James vanished off the face of the earth, but Elena saw Tiffany's social media posts. James was taking Tiffany to fancy events. Elena's heart shattered. Neither family came to visit her. They just sent messages pressuring her to forgive James and behave. Elena's parents only cared about James's money. They forced her to ask James for cash to buy her brother a house. Then James texted, claiming he was on a business trip. Tiffany called to rub salt in the wound. She admitted James only married Elena to borrow her womb, because Tiffany was scared of ruining her figure. So James spoiled her by not making her pregnant. She said once the babies are born, James will dump Elena and marry her. Elena hung up and snapped. She gave the scumbag one last chance. She called and said she wanted soup dumplings. She remembered how James used to spoil her. He promised to make her the happiest woman alive. Now it all just felt like a sick joke. Elena waited until midnight, but James never showed. Instead, Tiffany video called her. The screen showed James being intimate with her. That was the last straw for Elena. She walked alone onto the rooftop. Right then, James called her, lying that he just finished overtime. Elena told him to look up. James turned pale with terror. He sprinted towards the roof. Heartbroken, Elena jumped, landing right in front of James's eyes.